In this video, I discuss one of the most useless light rail projects to ever exist, the Finch West LRT, also known as Line 6, a suburban light rail line that just recently opened in the Greater Toronto area and has already run into several problems. But before we get into that, let's go back to when the project first started. The line's proposal was originally introduced in 2007 under the Toronto Transit City Plan to replace the Route 36 Finch West bus. In April of 2009, the Ontario government was officially announcing funding for the line, which was supposed to run from Humber College to Finch subway station and was originally supposed to open in 2013. But we all know that never happened, because in 2010, Ontario cut its public transit budget, which resulted in a portion of the line that was supposed to continue east of Finch West Station being eliminated. And of course, Mayor Rob Ford canceled the Transit City project after taking office that same year. But then the City Council voted to restore the project and reverse the delays. They started the construction finally in 2015. During the construction, there was a change of plans about what models of trains they were going to run. They were originally going to use Bombardier Flexity Freedom trains, the same trains that run on Line 5, but ended up using Alston Katahdin Spirit trains, similar to those seen on the Ottawa O train due to Bombardier's delivery issues. Finally, on December 8th, 2025, the light rail opened to the public. When I first rode this train myself, the first thing I noticed was how painfully slow it was, especially for a suburban light rail. There are multiple factors contributing to this, part of it being mechanical issues such as false alerts from the train control system. For example, if the train was going over the speed limit, an alarm would ring and it would automatically stop the train. Because of the stringent speed restrictions on the system, drivers often have to operate the train slowly as to not trigger the emergency stop. Another reason is that the Finch West LRT was originally designed to operate with the Bombardier trains, but now they have switched to Alstom train cars, which are a bit longer, so they are not suited for tighter corners. However, a big reason that the line is so slow is because trains do not get priority at traffic signals, which means it often has to wait at a red light, waiting for all the cars to go before it continues. Unlike in many other developed countries where the trams typically have the priority, and so it's set up so that the transit signal automatically turns green as the tram pulls up, so the cars have to wait for the tram to go through before they can go, which would make sense for a suburban light rail, because if it didn't have to stop at all the traffic lights, the train could actually accelerate up to speed in between stations. Which leads me to my next point, which is the distance between each station. This line has a station at almost every intersection, and at many stations, when you're standing on the platform, you could clearly see the platform at the next station along because of how close together some of them are. The problem with that is that it ends up slowing down the service, partly because of how long it takes to stop at each station, but also because the stations are so close together. Even if the train had signal priority and faster speed limits, many places along the line, it wouldn't have time to accelerate up to speed before it has to slow down to approach the next station because they're in such close proximity. But of course, TTC and Metrolinx are too incompetent to think those things out. Let me know in the comments what you think of all this and what you think the solution is.